Today, Mr. Patterson's going to have you start looking at some podcasts produced by a company called NPR. This series of podcasts or radio shows is called Planet Money, and as you see up here in the description, it examines how things in our community work. For example, last summer they decided how to figure out exactly what is behind the gas prices we see at Come and Go. The chart below shows where our money goes when we buy gas at Come and Go, and it's all based on percentages. So as you see, we have crude oil, refining, taxes, and transport and retail. Crude oil, as it says right over here on the right side, is the natural resources found in the ground. So if you actually can't take oil from the ground and put it into your car, it would stop working. What happens is that when you get the crude oil out of the ground, you need to take it out and you need to clean it through a process called refining. The government in various countries then tax and get money from this process. And then it's also sometimes you're getting our oil from like Kansas or Texas or Alaska, and sometimes you're getting oil from countries as far away as like Saudi Arabia. So what Planet Money did is they created a series of podcasts that shows this entire process from buying oil all the way through how oil got into everyday products outside of just just gasoline, things that you probably don't even think of. So what's important to understand is that when you go back, make sure you click on today's task and you see which of the Planet Money episodes that Mr. Patterson wants you to go ahead and look at. So there's a total of 5 episodes. Most of us will probably look at 3 of them. Some students will be able to look at 4 of them. Not today, not necessarily tomorrow, but probably over the course of the next couple of weeks. For example, let's say if it says you need to look at We Buy Oil, what you can do is you can click on this right here, this link, and give it a second. If that link does not open, what you can do is you can hold down Control and you can click on the link to podcast, and it will hopefully present you the option of coming to this web page. So at this web page, it says Planet Money. There's a picture of kind of what the episode's going to be about in a very short description. What you actually need to do is you need to go ahead and click play.
Part of all of this?
And what happens will then the episode will start playing up here. What I would encourage you to do is when you click play, you click this and you come back. You can either take notes during this process. You can kind of sketch if you want to get a piece of paper while you're listening. Just be prepared, as you'll see a video, which I will put in probably right down here. There's going to be several things that you're going to be doing with the information you gather from this podcast. So it's important that you listen. And if you don't understand something, don't be afraid just to go ahead and Google it or raise your hand and ask Mr. Patterson.